The birthday cake sat untouched on the table as my daughter Emma stared at the pile of gifts in front of my sister's children. She was turning 8 today and I'd worked double shifts for 3 weeks to afford the art supplies she'd asked for. The second-hand winter coat I'd found at the thrift store was wrapped carefully in newspaper because I couldn't afford wrapping paper this month. My sister Victoria swept into my tiny apartment like she owned it, her designer heels clicking against my worn linoleum floor. Her twins, Mason and Madison, followed behind, carrying shopping bags from stores I couldn't even walk past without feeling out of place. "Sorry we're late," Victoria announced, not sounding sorry at all. The traffic from the country club was absolutely dreadful. My mother arrived next, kissing Victoria's cheek but barely glancing at Emma. "Victoria, darling, you look stunning. Is that the new Chanel spring collection?" Victoria preened, spinning to show off the suit that probably cost more than my monthly rent. "Robert surprised me last week." My father walked in last, his eyes immediately finding the modest cake I'd baked myself. "Store-bought would have been better, Jennifer. But I suppose you did your best." I swallowed the familiar sting. "Emma helped me decorate it. She's very proud of it." "That's nice, dear," Mom said absently, already moving toward Victoria's children. "Now where are my favorite grandchildren? Come give Grandma hugs." Emma's small hand slipped into mine. I squeezed it gently, trying to pour all my love into that simple gesture. "Can we do presents now?" Madison asked, bouncing excitedly. "Of course, sweetheart." Victoria pulled out perfectly wrapped boxes from her designer bags. "These are for Mason and Madison. We couldn't wait for their actual birthday next month, so we're celebrating today." My stomach dropped. This was Emma's birthday party. "Victoria," I started carefully, "maybe we could do Emma's presents first? Since it's her birthday." Victoria waved her hand dismissively. "Oh, don't be so sensitive, Jennifer. The kids don't mind sharing the celebration. Right, Emma?" Emma nodded, her eyes already filling with tears she was too polite to shed. Mason tore into his first present, revealing the latest gaming console. Madison opened hers to find a designer handbag, child-sized but unmistakably authentic. Present after present emerged. Tablets, jewelry, expensive clothes with tags still attached, showing prices that made me dizzy. "Look what Mommy and Daddy got you," Victoria cooed. "Only the best for our babies." My father nodded approvingly. "That's how you provide for children, Jennifer. You should take notes." "I provide what I can," I said quietly. "Emma has everything she needs." "Needs and deserves are two different things," Mom added, straightening Madison's new necklace. "Every child deserves nice things." After 30 minutes of watching my daughter's face grow paler, Victoria finally gestured toward Emma's small pile of presents. "I suppose we should let the birthday girl open her gifts now. What did you manage this year, Jennifer?" I handed Emma her present, the newspaper crinkling. "Go ahead, sweetie." Emma carefully unwrapped the art supplies, her face lighting up genuinely. "Mom, these are the watercolors I wanted. And the brushes. They're perfect for your paintings," I said, my heart swelling despite everything. Victoria leaned over, examining the boxes. "Oh, store brand. Well, I suppose they'll do for a hobby." "Actually," I said, pulling out the coat, "this is your main present, Emma. I know your old one was getting small." Emma held up the navy pea coat, its second-hand origins obvious in the slightly faded fabric and replaced buttons. But I'd spent hours cleaning it and it was warm and sturdy. "It's beautiful, Mom," Emma whispered, but her voice cracked. Victoria laughed, a sharp sound that cut through the room. "Jennifer, you can't be serious. That's clearly used." "It's perfectly good," I defended. "It'll keep her warm all winter." "Second-hand clothes for a birthday present?" My father shook his head. "That's just sad." Victoria pulled out her phone, snapping a photo. "Wait until the country club sees this. Poor kids get poor gifts, I suppose. It's just the way of the world." Madison tugged her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, why is Emma's coat old?" "Because Aunt Jennifer makes different choices than we do, darling," Victoria said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Some people prioritize career and success. Others just get by." My mother sighed dramatically. "If you just accepted that job at Robert's firm when he offered, Jennifer. But no, you had to be independent." "That job required a finance degree I don't have," I said, my hands clenching. "Details," Victoria waved dismissively. Robert could have worked around it. But you were too proud to accept family help. And look where that pride got you, giving your daughter trash for her birthday. Emma's tears finally spilled over, silent tracks down her cheeks as she clutched her second-hand coat. It's not trash, I said, my voice harder now. Isn't it, though? Victoria gestured around my small apartment. This whole place screams failure, Jennifer. The cracked ceiling, the furniture from who knows where, the fact that you're still renting at 32 years old. When are you going to accept that you're just not cut out for success? I have a job, I said. I support my daughter. Barely, my father interjected. What is it this month? Still that assistant position. I work in corporate, I said carefully. Victoria laughed again. Corporate what? Corporate coffee making? Corporate file organizing? Come on, Jennifer, we all know you're probably answering phones or something equally menial. My phone buzzed. I glanced at it. Multiple notifications, all marked urgent. Must be nice to check personal messages during family time, Mom sniffed. Victoria's phone rang. She glanced at it, her expression shifting to surprise. Oh. It's from Robert's company. I applied for that VP of marketing position last month. She answered, putting it on speaker. Hello. Mrs. Harrison? This is Sandra from Human Resources at Harrison Industries. Yes. Victoria's face lit up. I've been waiting for your call. I assume this is about my VP position. Pause. Actually, Mrs. Harrison, we're calling to inform you that your application has been rejected. Victoria's smile froze. Excuse me. Your qualifications don't meet our current requirements. Additionally, the new CEO has implemented stricter hiring policies. We appreciate your interest, but we won't be moving forward. New CEO? Victoria's voice pitched higher. Robert didn't mention a new CEO. Who is it? The announcement goes public tomorrow morning. I'm not at liberty to discuss details. Thank you for your time. The line went dead. Victoria stared at her phone. What new CEO? Robert owns that company. My phone buzzed again. I looked down at the message from the board. Emergency meeting in 1 hour. Media questions about transition. That's strange, my father frowned. Robert's been CEO for 15 years. Maybe he's retiring? Mom suggested. Victoria was already dialing. Robert, what's this about a new CEO? Some woman from HR just rejected my application and, what? Slow down. What do you mean you sold the company? We all watched as Victoria's face went from confused to pale to horrified. Majority shareholder? Since when? Robert, you told me you owned. She pulled the phone from her ear, Robert's voice audible even from across the room. Don't you dare hang up on me. But the line was already dead. My phone rang. I recognized the number from our legal team. I need to take this. Excuse me. I stepped into my bedroom, closing the door. Jennifer Chin speaking. Ms. Chin, we have 3 media outlets requesting interviews about tomorrow's announcement. How would you like us to proceed? Standard protocol. Press release at 9 a.m., interviews after the stock market opens. Make sure all documentation is filed. Already done. Congratulations again, Ms. Chin. The board is thrilled to have you as CEO. I hung up and returned to the living room. Victoria was frantically scrolling through her phone, my parents hovering over her shoulder. It's already on the business news sites, Victoria said, her voice shaking. Harrison Industries announces leadership transition. Majority shareholder takes control. CEO Robert Harrison stepping down. But it doesn't say who the new CEO is. Maybe it's that Chinese investor Robert mentioned last year, my father said. The one buying up tech companies? I cleared my throat. Actually, about that. All eyes turned to me. I held up my phone showing the press release draft. The announcement goes live tomorrow at 9 a.m. But I can tell you now. The new CEO of Harrison Industries is Jennifer Chin. The room went completely silent. Victoria laughed, but it sounded hysterical. That's not funny, Jennifer. I'm not joking. I opened my email, turning the screen to show the official board resolution. I've been the majority shareholder for 6 years. Robert knew. He agreed to stay on as public-facing CEO while I built my position. As of tomorrow morning, I'm taking operational control. My mother's face had gone white. That's impossible. You're an assistant. I was never an assistant, Mom. I'm the director of strategic acquisitions. I've been working in private equity since before Emma was born. The corporate job, you all mocked? I've been buying controlling interests in mid-size companies and restructuring them. Harrison Industries was my largest acquisition. Victoria's hands were shaking. You're lying. You live in this tiny apartment, you buy second-hand clothes. Because I invest every extra dollar, I said calmly. My salary is 7 figures, but I live modestly because I'm building generational wealth for Emma, not showing off at country clubs. My father sank into a chair. 7 figures? This year's compensation package is $2.3 million, not including stock options, I confirmed. I could afford a mansion, Dad. I choose not to. Emma and I are happy here. But the thrift store coat, Mom gestured weakly, is a perfectly good coat that Emma likes, I said. She doesn't need designer labels to know she's loved, unlike some children who get showered with expensive gifts to make up for absent parents. Victoria flinched. The job Robert offered me 7 years ago? I continued. I turned it down because I was negotiating to buy 40% of his company. He needed capital to expand. I provided it. Over the years, I acquired more shares from smaller investors. Robert maintained operational control and his CEO title, but I own 51%. My phone buzzed again. Another message from the transition team. Victoria, about your job application, I said, meeting my sister's eyes. You were rejected because your resume listed 3 years of marketing consultant work that Robert has confirmed was actually you showing up to his office twice a month to have lunch. You have no actual marketing experience, no degree in the field, and no portfolio of work. You don't meet our minimum requirements. Robert said I could. Robert doesn't make hiring decisions anymore, I said. I do. And we don't practice nepotism at Harrison Industries. Victoria's phone rang again. She answered it, listened for a moment, then went even paler. The country club? Yes, this is Victoria Harrison. What do you mean our membership is under review? She listened, her face crumbling. My husband's company sponsored our membership? And if his company connection changes? I understand. She hung up, tears now streaming down her face. We're losing our country club membership. Robert's corporate sponsorship is being terminated. Standard cost-cutting measures, I said. Harrison Industries will no longer fund executive lifestyle expenses, country club memberships, luxury car allowances, personal shopping budgets, all eliminated. If Robert wants those things, he can pay for them himself on his new salary. New salary? My father asked weakly. He's staying on as a senior consultant at $180,000 annually. Quite generous, considering he'll mostly be transitioning clients and institutional knowledge, but significantly less than his previous $1.2 million. Victoria was openly sobbing now. We can't afford our house on $180,000. The mortgage alone is $8,000 a month. You'll need to downsize, I said simply. Many people live comfortably on far less. My mother finally found her voice. Jennifer, you can't do this. Victoria is your sister. Victoria called my daughter poor in front of everyone, I said, my calm finally cracking slightly. She mocked a second-hand coat given with love. She spent years putting me down, putting Emma down, acting superior because her husband had a title that existed because I allowed it. I walked over to Emma, who was still holding her coat, her eyes wide. This coat is special, I told her, kneeling down. Not because it's new or expensive, but because I chose it thinking about you. The color matches your favorite dress. The buttons are shaped like little flowers because you love flowers. And it will keep you warm when we walk to the park to feed the ducks. Emma threw her arms around my neck. I love it, Mommy. I love it so much. I held her close, then stood facing my family. You're all welcome to leave now, I said. Emma and I have a birthday to celebrate. Properly this time. Victoria grabbed her bags, her children following, confused, behind her. My parents exchanged glances, my mother opening her mouth to speak. Jennifer, surely we can discuss. There's nothing to discuss, Mom. You've made your priorities clear for years. I've made mine clear today. They left in silence, the door closing behind them with a soft click. Emma looked up at me, her tear-stained face breaking into the first genuine smile of the day. Are you really a CEO, Mommy? I really am, sweetheart. That's so cool. She hugged her coat. Can I still wear my coat? Even though you're rich. We're comfortable, Emma, not rich. And yes, you can absolutely wear your coat. Do you like it? I love it. The buttons are perfect. She paused. Mommy? Are Aunt Victoria's kids going to be okay? My heart squeezed. Even after everything, she was worried about them. They'll be fine, I assured her. They'll learn that family is more important than things, just like you already know. Emma nodded, then looked at her art supplies. Can we paint now? Just us. Absolutely. I set up her new watercolors at the kitchen table. What do you want to paint first? A picture of us, she said. In our apartment. Because I like our home. As Emma painted, her second-hand coat draped over her chair and her store-brand watercolors creating something beautiful. My phone continued buzzing with messages from lawyers, board members, and media contacts. Tomorrow the business world would know my name. Tonight I was just mom celebrating my daughter's birthday the way it should have been celebrated from the start. Poor kids get poor gifts, Victoria had said. She had no idea what true wealth looked like.